This week's Opal Golden Nugget is an equation. Event plus response equals outcome. We've shared it because for many of us at Opal, myself included, the knowledge about this equation and reflecting upon it has had a huge impact. It helped me to realise that even though I may not have any control over the event that I'm dealing with, the situation that I'm in, how I respond to that event or situation ensures that I have got some way of influencing the outcome. Event plus response equals outcome. Let's put that into an example. My boss might have come back to me and said, "Sorry Lee, I know you asked for a pay rise last time we met, but I've reviewed it and unfortunately there's just not the budget at the moment." There's the event. I could respond by saying, "Okay, fair enough, understand there's no money, thanks so much for considering it." And then my outcome is, there's no pay rise, I'm in the same position as I was before, but at least I've asked. Or I could respond with another question. Could we review this in another 6 months? And I've therefore got an outcome where I might have an opportunity to look at that again. Perhaps my response is acknowledging that there's no pay rise, but actually I still want to feel valued. So maybe I respond and say something like, "I appreciate that there is no budget. Thanks for looking into this. Is there something else that we can do to help me feel valued? Because I've been working really, really hard and maybe there's some other compromise we can come up with." Perhaps I might get some administrative support. Perhaps there's some other resources. Perhaps I'll work at home an afternoon a week. But by keeping that conversation open in my response, I'm beginning to influence the outcome. I also use this in my personal life. Event plus response equals outcome. So for example, my daughter last week came up into the kitchen when I was cooking dinner and absolutely hated the smell of what I was cooking. Now, I didn't know that she hated aubergines. She responded in a way that I found really challenging, and this was the event. She came up shouting and screaming. She hated aubergines, she couldn't stand the smell. Now, I didn't know she didn't like that, so I didn't have any control over that event. But I did have control over my response. Now, in the past, when I hadn't given myself as much headspace, I may have responded by snapping at her, telling her she was rude, telling her that she should appreciate that I'm cooking her dinner, and then the outcome might have been that we got into an argument, and etc., etc. But I was able to respond in a way where I was more measured. I had empathy. I said that I understood that she didn't like the smell and I'm sorry she didn't like that smell, but I need to cook this dinner. What is it that we can do to help her? She was then able to say, "Can I please go out on my bike for a bit?" I said, "Yeah, that's fine. Come back in 15 minutes. So the outcome of that was very different because I had a different response to what I might have done in the past. Now, I'm not saying my responses are always perfect, far from it. But what I am aware of is when I'm really in control of my response and really thinking about it, I'm much more likely to have an outcome that I'm happy with and I feel I've had some influence over. I hope that you will be able to reflect on event plus response equals outcome, whether that's at work, whether it's at home, or whether it's in another situation. Good luck with it. And remember, we all need to give ourselves some headspace in order to regulate our responses. I'm going to keep on trying.